الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم.
Why do natural disasters happen? Allah has ordained that we be tested. This life is a test, right? And that is in fairness and justice. I'll explain it, right? This life wasn't meant forever, right? We are just passing through a stage. We were souls. Then we had a stage when we were in the womb of the mother. Then we were at a stage where we are in the womb of this earth. Then we will be in a stage, we'll be in the womb of the grave. And then they will be raised for the everlasting life. So this life is all tested, right? Some people get tested by wealth, like the Pharaoh, Fir'aun. He was rich and powerful. That was his test to see if he'll be just, if he'll accept the truth in wealth. Some people are tested with being poor. Some people are tested with health by being sick. Some people are tested by strength.
Let me ask you a question. The test isn't always fair, though.
Of course it's fair. Why is it not fair?
Let's say, my religious hat.
Don't wear a religious hat. Just go with it.
Yeah, just go with the flow that says God is unjust, right?
Of course. So let me give you an example.
He does is just, right?
Of course. So, do you have...
Yeah, like why
Of course. Let me explain it. Let me explain it. Yeah. Look, Allah, you don't have a contract with Allah that you will have wealth and health and all of that. Whatever Allah gives you is from Allah, right? You don't have a right to that, right?
Yeah.
And whatever Allah gives you, you will be held accountable, right? So if somebody doesn't have eyes,
He knows what he's going to give you too, right?
of course, Allah knows everything, but it's your responsibility on how you will act. And you will be judged.
He's aware of
Allah knows everything, but He's not forcing you to make a decision. Okay? Let me explain it, right? Take it step by step. Of course. But does that mean you didn't make the decision?
No, I mean that.
Let me give you an example. We're jumping off subject.
Yeah,
but,
nothing just.
yeah.
Like,
But let's stick to the justice, then I'll get to qadr. I know where you're going. Okay? For example, if somebody's born without eyes, they can't see. It seems unjust in this world, right? It seems harsh, right? But did he have some kind of contract that you're going to be born with eyes? No. Allah chose to give him a life without eyes. On the day of judgment, when the rest of us that have eyes are being held accountable for the sins we did with our eyes, how we used our eyes, that person will have no judgment for them. That day, that person will be happy. He'll be like, look, I didn't have to give an answer. In Jannah, in the everlasting life, he will see anyway, right? So the things we see as unjust is because we don't think of this life as being a test. And every hardship that you're born with or are in will give you an ease.
Yeah, but you have people that are born with hardship, that face hardship.
Of course.
They die with hardship.
And then what? And then what? After death, then what? And then what?
Their life here was extremely...
Tell you, in this life was harsh, right?
Yeah, so
And if in
why
those...
was the harsh life?
Excellent. Let me explain. If you had those hardships in this life, and it saved you from the hardship of the hereafter, right, for an everlasting life, was it just? The reason you're thinking like that because you're only thinking of this life.
You're living your whole life, you're not thinking about...
Your whole life is how long? 70 years, 100 years, right? How long is the hereafter?
Kid that went through an atrocity, I'd say
Sure.
10 years.
10 years of hardship, sure.
20 years.
The Prophet ﷺ told us the person who has the harshest life, the most difficult life ever, the worst life of humanity, if they're even given a single dip in the paradise, not a minute, not an hour, not a day, a dip, they will not remember a single hardship. Like when we go through tests in school, it's a hardship, right? Why do universities put us through that hardship? But it gives us the reward in the hereafter, right?
Yeah, but the reward there, it's not like someone knows for sure there's going to be a reward.
We do know for sure. Haven't you read the Quran?
No, but I'm saying people that have died don't know that. It's not like...
What do you mean? Whether they die knowing or not, you think they won't be raised on the day of judgment?
They will be, but
Okay.
I'm saying their life here was so much suffering.
Sure. But that suffering, if it saves them from the suffering of the hereafter, let's say somebody dies underage, right? We believe that children are on fitrah, on the true faith, that they will not be held accountable, even the children that are not Muslim. But if they died before bulugh, they will be in Jannah. So wasn't that a benefit for them? Would they have an everlasting life? See, the thing is, people don't see the hereafter. They only see the world. It's like as if you're judging life just by an examination hall. Like, you know, when you're sitting and taking a test and you're stressed out.
My argument is that the test is not simply just for everybody.
But it is, because everybody is judged in accordance to the abilities they're given. So if the judgment was the same, meaning everybody is held accountable for eyes and ears and skin, and then somebody didn't have eyes, that would not be just. But we know Allah is just. So when you have a certain hardship, let's say you were a little child and you never grew up, you died as a child, then Allah puts you in Jannah where you have an everlasting life. That is just, right? If you were in a place that never heard about Islam, that never heard about Allah, and Allah threw you in hellfire, that would not be just. But we don't believe that. If somebody is given that, then Allah takes that test away from them, right? And that is why Allah is all just. The term Sufi is not in the Quran, it is not in Hadith, the Sahaba, the companions didn't know the term, right? This was developed later by a group, most likely, as historians tell us, that some people, they wanted to live a harsh life, so they started to wear wool, suf. And that's where the word Sufi came from, right? But the Prophet ﷺ himself, in the Hadith of Lmāذa, he didn't like wool, even though he worn it, because it would retain bad smell. The Prophet ﷺ didn't restrict himself to this, right? So we say this is a deviation from the beginning, and then it became worse and worse, where their beliefs deviated away from the Quran, away from the Hadith. But to have tazkiyah, to cleanse yourself, and some of the people that the Sufis talk about, like Hassan al-Basri was a great scholar, right? So to cleanse your soul, to be a pure person, to not have jealousy, and this is good. This tazkiyah is good, right? But as long as it's in accordance to the Quran and the way of the Prophet ﷺ. Anybody who deviates from that is off. Yeah, all that dancing, jumping, backflips, and all that stuff they do, the barking, not in Islam. It's haram. Every bid'ah, every innovation is a misguidance. So if you want to cleanse yourself, we have the best example, the Prophet Muhammad. Allah knows everything. Allah is so great. He knows what is, what was, what will be, what could have been, what would never have been, all of it, right? But Allah doesn't force you to make your decisions. Whatever is forced on you, you are not held accountable. Like if I'm forced with this skin color, this will not give me reward or harm. If you or you or you or you are with a different skin color, it does not make me closer or further from God. It doesn't make me better or worse, because that's something I don't have a decision. If it rains today or it doesn't rain, that's the will of Allah. I am not held accountable for that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say my decision is part of the will of Allah.
Let me get to it. Allah gives you choices, right? And you will make that choice. And you will be held accountable for your choice. Okay? Allah does not force you to make that choice. But from the greatness of Allah is that He knows what will happen. So I'm giving an easy example. Okay? Let's say I time travel.
Yeah.
Right? And I go into the future. And I see, I'm just using an example, I don't get offended, right? I see you slap him unconscious, right? You just stepped on your toe, you were like, those are my new shoes, right? You slap him. It's a joke.
That's what she wants.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Right? Let's say that, right? And I come back now, right? I have seen this will happen. Did I force you to do it? You made that decision. Even if I knew, because I saw the future, doesn't mean that it wasn't your choice. So Allah knowing what you will do does not mean that you don't have choice. You have choice. You will make a choice. Allah will hold you accountable for your choice, and Allah gives you guidance to make the right choice. That's it.
إذا أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والتعليق، ولكي يصلك كل جديد اشترك الآن.